Hello, Vincent here with Seacoast Harley-Davidson. We have in the past hosted a number of workshops that have been very well attended on the subject of headsets and the WHIM, which is the wireless interface module. So I'm going to talk a little bit about why the WHIM versus some of the other solutions. And we're going to do a number of these videos where we'll do a deeper dive, but today I just want to do a brief overview. So first of all, WHIM is the wireless interface module, and what this allows you to do is to connect to the boombox on the Harley-Davidson. So if you have a 2014 or newer Harley-Davidson, this would allow you to connect your headset on your helmet and your microphone to the motorcycle. Now, traditionally, people have plugged in on the connectors on the bike, and on most of the Harley-Davidson touring bikes, you'll have a connector up front here for the driver and a connector on this side for the passenger. And they come in a number of flavors. This particular one is if you're running with a half helmet, but it does require that you have an umbilical cord type connector where you're going to actually plug in to the bike. So the disadvantage of that is you constantly connect and disconnect as you're riding. The same is true for the passenger. This particular unit connects to the side of the helmet. This is typically used in a 3/4 full face helmet configuration. And these two connections would allow the passenger and the rider to talk and communicate with each other. And there are a number of voice command options as well that are supported by the motorcycle. There is a switch which has a voice insignia, and if you push that, you'll see that there are over 34 voice commands that you can access if you have a microphone. In addition, you can access your phone. You can take and make phone calls. You can call out destinations. You can call out your favorite playlist, your songs, radio station channels. But with this solution, you're only talking rider to passenger. So traditionally, if you wanted to talk to other riders, let's say you're a member of our Seacoast Hog chapter, you would install a CB radio. And the CB radio would allow a group to communicate. While this is a good solution, it is expensive and there are some downsides to using CB radios. So a lot of the chapter has started to look into some of the connectivity options, and that's where we start to look at a wireless. This is a half helmet wireless solution from Harley-Davidson, and it has a talk time of 10 hours, $159.95, and this fits behind the back of your head. So if you have a 5/8 or a half helmet, this is a great solution. The top end of the solution is the Harley-Davidson 30K helmet headset, and fortunately these come in twin packs, so you can buy one for yourself and one for the passenger. And if you're buying a CVO, you actually get one of the 30Ks along with the WHIM installed on the motorcycle. So now let's start talking a little bit about the WHIM. The wireless interface module connects inside the fairing, and it has a connection cable that runs through the tank to the side cover here. Now there's two reasons to have the long connection cable. One is if you need to update the firmware or the software on the WHIM, this is a very good place to connect a PC by simply taking off the cover and you make the connection. The second is it also acts as an antenna for the wireless headsets. So if you would like to connect a WHIM onto your motorcycle, the WHIM itself is $299.95. There is 2 hours of labor involved. You have to take the fairing off. You have to take the tank off. and there are some updates in the software that have to occur. So one of the advantages of buying the WHIM with a wireless headset connection is through Harley-Davidson. If you do that within the first 60 days of purchasing a new motorcycle, we can extend the warranty for 2 years, which is a fantastic opportunity to get coverage for your WHIM and your headset. Second, having an authorized Harley-Davidson installer gives you the opportunity to know that it's installed correctly and that if you need support, we're here to help. Moving to the interface itself, if you buy the Harley-Davidson branded solution, which some people know is an aftermarket 𝗢𝗎𝗓 solution, you get some advantages, and one of the advantages is that your sound quality is going to be in stereo. So this is very important. You do not want a mono connection from your headset to the WHIM, and that's what you would get if you have a 𝗢𝗎𝗓 solution. So with the Harley-Davidson solution, not only do you get a higher quality connection, you also get the interface that allows you to go in and go through your various setups. So the first thing you'll see here is you'll see your rider headset with a version, and it right now is in an idle format. We'll come back to this in just a moment, but this is important because without this interface, all of your connectivity to the headset would have to come off of the 𝗢𝗎𝗓 phone app. One of the advantages of having the Harley-Davidson solution, and as I mentioned, it gives you the configuration menu right on the screen. So there are a number of options built in that allow you to turn on or off certain features, such as smart volume control, side tone, which would allow you to hear conversations outside of your helmet much better. So at a toll booth, or if you're trying to communicate with your helmet on, it helps you communicate with people outside of your helmet. And all of these configuration settings, and there are a number of them, are available right on the boombox for configuration. So with your 30K that comes with the CVO, you have the ability to adjust these settings. And also with the 30K, you not only can communicate with each other using the intercom features or any of the other features such as the CB radio. You're able to listen to your memory stick if you're using that for your sound or your iPod, or you can stream your music through your phone, but you can also share your music. If you are connected, you can share that with the passenger, but you also can communicate with a number of other riders. So there are other solutions that are limited to a connection of up to 4 people, but this connection is a Bluetooth connection. And if you're familiar with Bluetooth, there are a lot of claims on distances, but it's usually a very short distance, and if there's any object in the way, such as you're going around a corner, a tree or a building could actually interfere with the connection. It also requires that you physically take 2 of these units and connect them together before you start your ride. It's not interactive. It's not something you can do on the fly. With the 30K, they have a adaptive mesh network, and this allows you to have an unlimited number of connections at a much greater distance. It is not as susceptible to interference, and this antenna allows you to connect to an unlimited number of other people using adaptive mesh network. It also allows you to set up private networks of up to 16 people. So you could have a rider group, again, such as a hog group, riding, and now they're on a private network, unlike a CB radio, which is very public and is not private. You have people coming in and out of the channel. So you have a dedicated private network, and unlike Bluetooth, this connection happens in real time. So in addition to supporting adaptive mesh network, you can have up to 4 Bluetooth connections on this headset, and those Bluetooth connections can become part of the adaptive mesh network. So that means if you have a legacy older system that only supports Bluetooth, you can become part of the adaptive mesh network. So I want to recap just a few of the things that we covered today. One of them is that the Harley-Davidson solution gives you superior support. It gives you the opportunity, if it's purchased during the 60-day period we mentioned, that you'll have the extended warranty of 2 years. Through the connectivity of the WHIM, you now no longer require an umbilical cord connecting you to the bike, and you have access to all the sound options on the bike. You not only have intercom between you and your passenger, but you have adaptive mesh network and Bluetooth connectivity to other riders. And the configuration menu is now easily available on the motorcycle itself. This is one of a number of series of workshops that we're going to do. Based on COVID, we have gone to a virtual workshop format, and we will be sponsoring 2 workshops. Please go to the Seacoast Harley-Davidson Facebook if you'd like to see more information on this subject. Also, we'll be posting this information to Facebook. So we really appreciate your attendance in this workshop, and we will hopefully be answering questions that might be on your mind in future workshops. So thank you very much. Again, Vincent with Seacoast Harley-Davidson. Come on down, see what we have to offer. We'd like to show you all your options. Thank you.